Okay, so this is Zosha. This is, post-apocalyptic, Johnny Mnemonic, The Matrix, that whole deal, like futuristic. She is an elf, about 5'10", 145 pounds. So think model stats, okay? Um, she's got the blonde hair, blue eyes, golden tan. Totally looks kind of like a California girl. At the time when I created her, I was still kind of a California girl. So surprise, surprise, that's kind of what I went with. So when you zoom in on the character sheet, you'll be able to see more descriptions. This character is an amnesiac, which does make it a little bit more difficult when figuring out backgrounds, but it's not impossible. I did a lot of filling in the blanks myself, but there's a lot that your DM can do for you if you decide to play an amnesiac character, which kind of makes things interesting because, like, during the game, they can give you pieces back of your memory, sometimes in a form of like a flashback or a traumatic event, kind of like a PTSD type of moment, and puzzle pieces. So, kind of like with some of these TV shows out there, like The Blacklist, where she gets more and more pieces of her past given to her, you can do that with your characters. So that was a really fun aspect to this game. This game that we played with these characters, it probably lasted a year. We played this every week. So yeah, it was pretty darn cool. So for her, I made a binder. And I did a lot of clippings from magazines. And so she is a character that, these characters with Shadowrun, you actually pick things like occupations and side jobs. And are you running the shadows as your job? Like, and when we say running the shadows, we mean things like mercenaries. Or do you have a traditional day job? So in the beginning, usually most people do have a traditional day job. So one of the things that she does as a day job is a model. So here's some pictures that I decided, oh, she looks kind of like this. So I'm going to flip this open. This is something, I've got some pictures at the beginning of what I figured her mother would look like. So this would be a picture of something I figured her mom would look like. And then we go on to pictures of her. So pictures, imagine things that you would have in your photo album, or, now it would be like selfies and things that you've taken, or pictures you've taken goofing off with your friends and stuff like that. So I've got a bunch of pictures in here for stuff like that. All kinds of pictures. And it keeps going. This one is one of my favorites. I love this picture. I also loved, imagine her traveling and wearing something like that. Or this is her going to a club, So there's all of these things are double-sided. Like this one I love. And I would still to this day love a coat like this and a pair of stilettos and call it a day. And nothing underneath, because that would be awesome. And just whatever. Because you can. Okay, yeah. So lots of things. This to me was like total clubbing outfit. This was her version of a board meeting outfit, even with the cleavage hanging out. her job was that of like a personal assistant to this lead person, CEO of this major corporation. And so she was making plenty of money without the modeling, but then she did the modeling too. So, you know, I cannot tell you how many pictures I have in this. Like, I really don't even know. But, yeah, tons. And tons. And tons. At this point, I'm just trying to get through farther along because I'm going to skip through some of these. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've even flipped through this myself. Of course, I say I'm going to flip through, but, you know, I'm trying. Memories, memory lane right here. Trying to get farther to the back because there's some pretty cool stuff in the back. Kind of always loved that picture too. Not that I know anybody who'd walk around like that unless they're walking around like that for their significant other, but you know. Then there's that sexy shot where the model is nude with a handbag because that's a thing. Okay. Trying to get farther back here. Oh, I love that shot of Nicole Kidman. So pretty. So I'm pretty sure at the back here. Yeah. Okay. Flipping way far ahead. So see how thick that is? That's all of pictures that I had sorted through that I figured that's her modeling career and her selfies and things like that. Okay. So farther back here, this is stuff, her wardrobe. So that way, you know, I have ideas of different outfits that she's got. So I know what she's got going on. Like, love those boots. And yeah, I really do go this in depth. I've been known to sketch out and draw out my own pictures, digitally create some on the computer. All of these are double-sided, but I'm only showing you like some of them. Like this, I love this. I don't know why. And that was this was like the beginning of the I'm showing my bra through my clothes, through a piece of lace top and wearing it out thing that has become really big. But like these photos here were the beginning of that. So, love that dress. But you know, she's going to places that are super high end, and like even when she goes clubbing into the scuzzy areas of town, she does not look like she belongs in the scuzzy areas of town. So, you know. Kind of always loved that one too. So yeah, that's kind of what happened with her. Let me see. And then I found more pictures of the back. I think these are all just duplicates of the back. Yeah. So yeah, those are all just duplicates. So that is her. That is Zosha. She is like a total... Zosha is a badass. She is got proficiencies in bladed weapons and martial arts, and it's think samurai ninja warrior, and yeah, she uses katanas. She uses a daisho. So even in this modern post-apocalyptic, things are getting back to normal-ish and whatever, and there are still major corporations and all that other stuff, but yes, she's still using an old school daisho. So over here on the character sheet, you'll be able to see things like her stats for like pistols, athletics, negotiation. I even took points in etiquette, specifically in corporate etiquette, because that's the kind of work she was doing. Computer use, edged weapons, things that you do to flesh out a character. She dances. I've got points in stealth. Stealth is always a good thing to have. And I don't care what system you're playing on, stealth is important. So then so up here, these are the things that you actually do. And these are the things you actually have like book knowledge of, because as we all know, you can know about it in your head and still not be able to follow through and be able to make it happen. So there's the action, and then there's the knowledge base. So, and then edges and flaws in this game are the things that help flesh out your character. So, things like if you have a phobia, or you're really good at this one thing, but you could be really, really bad at something else. So your flaws are the things that are going to give you negatives, flaws to your personality, and your edges are things that are bonuses, and they make you better. So for her, there's her amnesia. That's a negative. A day job for this type of play is definitely a negative, but I use that to her advantage, and that's also part of the fun. Like, imagine you're doing your normal job today, and then the shit should hit the fan, and then what do you do? Do you continue to do your day job? Or what happens if you come across an opportunity to do something more and to help out? Do you do that? And that's basically one of those things that happened to her in game. Is she never planned to be a mercenary. She never planned to do any of that. All she was trying to do was the right thing, and it turned out she was really good at being a mercenary. So that was kind of cool. This is also an age where there's magic and things like that, and think along the lines of Jedi-like abilities. So then over here, I have some of those things. So, like traceless walk. Imagine being able to walk in the snow and not leave a footprint. Wall running. Imagine those guys who do like the parkour, and you see them running at a wall, and you see them running along the wall horizontally. Like, what in the freaking world? Well, there are things for that. So, there's all kinds of things. Now, she did not use any cyberware. So that's why instead I wrote adept abilities. So that's where I put them on here for her. So it's, yeah, she's just always been one of my favorites. She just is kind of like who I would want to be if I was in that setting, Like, who would I... And that's a lot of times what I think, too. Like, it's not just about creating a new character, but a lot of times it's about what would I want to do if I was there, and what would I actually do? But, of course, it's like a different side of your personality. So it doesn't matter if you can, because your character can. Because you can make your character do whatever you want to. But you still share parts of your personality with your character. And you could make evil characters. That kind of delves into the dark side of people's personalities. I don't. Usually I play more of a chaotic neutral type character, and she definitely leans more towards the good side of things, but that chaotic neutral kind of gives her basically the ability to swing both ways at any given moment. And honestly, most humans, in my opinion, are chaotic neutral. We all have that ability to cross over one way or the other at a drop of a hat. So there are those of us who are definitely more good by nature. And I don't know, some of us are maybe more of a chaotic good, but chaotic is definitely within the realm, whether it be chaotic neutral, good, or evil. I think we're all chaotic. So, anyway, so that is Zosha, and I don't even know if I gave you enough information on her, but she's one of my favorites, and I will look more over the weekend and see if I can't figure out where some of my other characters are, because I've got some really epically awesome ones that I think you'd enjoy hearing about. Okay, so love ya, and we'll talk soon. Bye.